An obvious reference, a slight reference. So my little motor, thank you. All right, let's see. Things that help spruce up your slides, just to kind of make them presentable and nice. Do feel free to do these right now. I'm going to give you 15 minutes to kind of make sure your slides are tops before going on. This buys me time to finalize the list when things like that just happened, and a few other things. So a couple of things I like to make sure that I do with a slide is I'm very deliberate with my background choice. Make sure that you have a color, or you can even have an image on your title frame. So that's another fun thing to do is you choose an image that's your background. Don't do that for every frame. You want to make sure stuff is legible. I just got another set of frames where a girl put in a picture of a movie trailer, a movie poster behind every single slide. It was too hard to read. So for your front page, it's really cool. But for this page, it wouldn't be. So, but you can do a color. So if you're on your Google slide or if you're on PowerPoint, I'm not sure where to change it on PowerPoint, but you can change the background. Most pictures you include on Google, you can, if you double click it, you can crop it. Don't forget you can crop it. So if you had a screenshot, let me get to something more relevant. And like sometimes it's nice to place the context, like I can see constraint and cache. Sometimes I don't need to have everything showing. Like for example, I don't need, where's my arrow? I don't need all of this. So if I wanted to crop this a little bit and then move this a little bit bigger, right? And then I can do that. So cropping and just making sure stuff is big and visible really helps. Little bright arrows are really helpful when you're dealing with stuff. So I'm giving you this time to make sure everything's nice and neat and tidy. So if I go to this little shape here, I can make an arrow and just kind of draw it. And just kind of draw it. Did I not draw it? Oh, there. Just draw that arrow. Whoop. Draw my arrow. Please draw. Where's my shape? Draw an arrow. There. And it's too small, so I'm going to change its thickness. There you go. And it's the wrong color. So I'm going to go here and change my color. Now it's too big. There you go. There. So now I have an arrow. So feel free to point and use an arrow for where you want to make something obvious, or just arrows help with your screenshots. I want to remind you, whoops, someone's going to learn from your slides tonight. Someone's going to learn from your slides tonight. Let me delete that arrow. A couple other nice features. You can right click and choose format, and you can give it a drop shadow. Drop shadows are also a nice touch. Adding a border to your pictures. So if I just go up here with my picture selected and get a border and then change the border to something contrasting, kind of helps them stand out a little bit. And then with your text, make sure your text is organized and make sure it's saying stuff like select the ball, make it a rigid body, maybe make really key terms in bold, right? Maybe underline them if you want. So just take a few minutes and kind of polish up, keeping in mind that you're about to share these with another classmate in here, and they're going to look at them. So let me say that again. Another classmate is going to be looking at these, so you want to just spruce them up. Am I grading you on this? What did I say? Where's my rubric? Did I have a rubric? Let's see. I said 20 of the points is the slideshow's worth 20 out of 25 of the points. Your playlist or your actual effect is only 5 points. So I'm looking for good instructions. I'm looking for, can I follow along and do it like as if you could teach me? Questions on the slides. If what I'm saying is clicking and you're like, oh, I should have done that before I turned it in, you can resubmit. You just go, nothing is locked. And that should be a message you should be hearing from me all the time. If it's missing, it can be made up. If you want to resubmit something after I've gone over it even more, please feel free to resubmit it. If it's an A- and you want to get an A, if it's a C and you want to resubmit it to try to get an A, you can do that. Let me say that again. If it's a C or something and you want to try to resubmit it to get an A, I probably left a comment as to why you have that grade. Feel free to resubmit it. Okay? All right, so let's take, it's 15 minutes. Polish up your slides. You have been warned. I know I told you last week that this was happening, but sometimes people don't hear that. So giving a little extra color, just taking a moment to really kind of adjust and do it.
How'd you do the border again?
Click on the picture. Click on any picture, and it's not on format. You just go straight up here to your pen. That'll give you a color. That'll.
Green's black.
This will get. Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry. Is it me? I press. It has to think. You go. Did I miss? Resuming. There you go. So click on. Even a video will do it. So if you just have it so that it's highlighted, so you have the wireframe around it, and then you choose the whatever border you want, but that is black. So then maybe I want this one pink. Maybe I want it dashed. Maybe I want it dotted. Maybe I want it dotted and dashed.
How do you change the color?
The pen.
Got it.
We're just learning all. I thought this was a Maya class. You're just learning all kinds of things. I don't know where I got it. Some tech convention I went to. It was every single slideshow was a dark gray with skinny font, skinny white or light font. Every single slide. And for some reason, that stuck with my aesthetic. Screenshot. I do want to see screenshots. Definition of what we're doing, what we're covering, the setup.